one thing I do want to say that's super, super interesting is the fact that now Diddy's employees know he's going down and they are coming out with charges and accusations for all those people in the blogospheres, for the Kelly Prices, for the people putting up, keep your head up, King. Baby, put your head down low. You ain't a king. And if you ever thought you was, Diddy just got the throne. Everybody is coming out the woodworks. But I want to say, pay special attention to the people who are talking, because some people tell me that they will actually be on the witness stand. The feds are tapping so many people to get in on this, y'all. But one of Diddy's employees actually, and they're saying that she may actually testify for the feds because she knows something. They're talking about Sean Diddy Combs' toxic workplace. Staff members recount physical stashes, being told, when you speak to me, you should imagine you're talking to Karl Lagerfeld. Now, for those that y'all don't keep up with fashion, Karl Lagerfeld hated, he was a very hateful person. I don't care. They can try to talk that. Yeah, he had a cute cat. He was a descendant of literal Nazis. On top of that, he was just a hateful person, fat phobic, anti-black. He was just a hateful person, okay? Um, but in the meantime, for him saying, when you talk to me, imagine what you're talking to Karl Lagerfeld. This woman tells a story about how Diddy brutally assaulted her at work and then made up a nonsensical lie about how he thought he saw blood on her tongue. It goes into the mind of a solitary madman, and it goes into the mind of Diddy is about to get hit with a slew of cases. They're not talking about SA anymore. They're not talking about trafficking. He's about to get hit with a slew of civil trials for the way he treated his employees. Not 10 years ago, not 5 years ago, but well within the statute of limitations. Oddly enough, I wonder if Brandon is going to sue Diddy. Now that would be funny. If you guys don't know who Brandon is the mule that was holding weight for Diddy. He is rumored, he was holding weight for Diddy. He was rumored to be doing a whole bunch of stuff for Diddy. But the funny thing about it is, people are saying he is now state's witness. He will be testifying for the prosecution against Diddy. That is how he got that diversion program. Now, for those of y'all, I've said it once and said it again, saying, oh, the feds always give diversion. Not when you're involved in one of the biggest cases of the 20th century. I don't know what country you live in, but I know they don't do that. Anyway, listen to what they say is the beginning of Diddy's end. There's going to be a lot of employees coming forward, but also UMG, and they've been wrestling with Little Rod and his attorney trying to get out of the lawsuit, right? Def Jam, UMG, whoever actually funded Diddy, baby, it looks like they're going down too. Now, get this. They said after the surveillance video of Diddy beating his former girlfriend Cassie and the hotel hallway went viral, those who work with the music producer have come forward with stories about how they were treated while under his employment. The staffers have claimed that Diddy alleged abusive tendencies in his personal life extended to an extremely toxic work environment. Again, Diddy is about to get hit with a lot of workplace lawsuits. The former workers shared their experience, including instances where he grabbed, berated, and threatened them. However, the individuals spoke out under condition of anonymity out of fear of retribution. Tell me it's not going to be a bunch of anonymous lawsuits, and I'm here for it. One person claimed that Diddy aggressively touched her face while she was working for him. She said he didn't like that I wasn't agreeing with them, and he wasn't interested in hearing my point of view. He then Diddy said, yo, when you speak to me, you should imagine you're talking to Karl Lagerfeld. Anything I say, assume it's coming from Karl Lagerfeld. So when I read that, the funny thing is the girl said she did the same thing I did when I was reading it. I was like, what? And she said, at that point, I didn't have a response to that. And he reaches out and he grabs my face. He puts one hand right on both sides of my cheek like this. Remember when Gordon Ramsay was like, what are you? And the girl was like, I'm a stupid sandwich, right? He put one hand on both sides of my cheeks and says, stick out your tongue. And then he squeezes my face harder and yells at me to stick out my tongue. and forces his hands on my face. She noted how Diddy, after that, alleged he just wanted to see if her tongue was bleeding. She said after that, you didn't need to tell her twice. She said, I started looking for a job immediately after that moment. I just wasn't interested in being there to deal with that kind of treatment. You have to really idolize him and see him as an icon. I didn't. I was just there to do my job. Maybe they're saying this young lady is actually bringing up an anonymous lawsuit against Diddy. The staffer noticed that she was very disturbed by the footage of Diddy with Cassie saying, I'm sorry it took this long. I hope he gets what's coming to him. Another former employee described the environment that Diddy created for his workers, saying, there was erratic behavior. Well, I guess there was. Did y'all look to see if Brendan Paul, his alleged mule, was standing next to him? Or KK was dropping gummy bears laced with whatever in his mouth? They said, sorry, I'm still tripping out about never mind. Anyway, right? There was erratic behavior. That's because those gummy bears had him doing some strange things. And there was definitely what I consider mental abuse with how he spoke to us employees. A person shared on his job, which he would often work from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. You know what? All jokes aside, the fashion industry and the music industry and media are known for exploiting workers. They explain how Diddy cultivated a culture of fear, noting there was a lot of profanity, a kind of aggressiveness, in your face, physically in your face kind of stuff. A third employee said that working with Diddy was the worst experience I ever had in my life. The individual recounted one meeting where Diddy, um, uh, where a Sean John designer informed Diddy his team was inundated with work and couldn't complete a specific project. When hearing the news, he stopped in the middle of my presentation, told him he wasn't inundated with shit, and to say it one more effing time, and walked up to face him, walk up face to face, lip to lip, and said, say it one more time in effer. Did this man think he is Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction? Yo, it's sad that and here's the thing. You're with a very powerful boss who has money, and he's vindictive and he'll ruin people. And he got a lot of pull. And also, you're surrounded by people that, as somebody is walking up to you, like you are literally a Pulp Fiction, they walk up to you and threaten you face to face, saying, say it again, mother effer. In a weird way that Diddy got awful and intimidating. Remember in the Rolling Stones where he beat his college girlfriend in front of her dorm while all the women screamed with a belt and beat her black and blue, right? He likes making examples out of people, but at the end of the day, who would go? That's like punching Jeff Bezos in the face. If you're smart, you know it's not going to be over. We need to look at the people that actually gave him power. Why charges weren't pressed? Why you be in a room being physically threatened and everybody's just acting like it's a random Tuesday, you know? Anyway, Diddy said he felt as though he should never be questioned and what he says is what it is. Another employee recalled how the workplace was so hostile, one company director would leave the building every time Diddy arrived. An ex staffer noted how receiving Diddy's intense backlash even had a term among workers. They called it catching a brick. They said it was as if you're walking down the street and somebody randomly threw a brick at your head out the blue, just out the blue. If he was unhappy with something that you might not have done and he thought you did it, you called a brick. That's when I learned what a brick is. I caught my first brick, my only brick, adding how they only stayed because the opportunity he gave to young Black entrepreneurs, because people that had vision and passion, it was super inspirational. Though the employee had caught some of Combs' wrath, he did not expect Diddy's rage to reach the level displayed in the surveillance video. He said, I was surprised by the level of violence that he showed toward Cassie in that video. I didn't see his anger going to that level. I really didn't. I wouldn't have stayed had I known that that is where it was going. I'll tell you that much. Y'all, listen. At the end of the day, I think the saddest thing is the fact that everybody bought into that Black excellence, when at the end of the day, Diddy was nothing but a in my opinion, a violent narcissist fueled by his ego and rage. And he never really let anybody grow. If you grew, it was despite him, not because of him. And because there was so much racism back then, and so many doors closed if you had dark skin, if you were black, right, in any way, shape, or form, or if you had connection to hip hop, urban community, just anything, and you were black, right? That so many had to bow down at his feet just to even get a chance. Y'all listen. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to be going live tomorrow with some information I got, but I just wanted to pop in and say, hope you guys are doing well. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.